Hello there, it's Lynn, and today we're going to talk a little bit more about the concept of emotional release. Yes. So a couple days ago when we had Ari Gronich on, he did 2 episodes with us, and one of them he talked about the topic of emotional release. And before the podcast started, I actually threw onto Ari. I said, hey, I actually did this emotional release session once, and it was amazing. It actually was really helpful. And then he went on to explain his experience of emotional release. And partway through his interview, I realized we were using the same words, emotional release, but our experiences and what we were talking about were entirely different from one another. Neither good nor bad nor different, but just different. And so what I wanted to do is take this episode and talk to you about what my experience, a little more detail of the emotional release session that I did. And for the purpose of something really curious and a question that came out of it for me. And that was, could I do this on my own at home without necessarily having to pay somebody, $80 for an hour-long session plus tip, drive somewhere, go do it, and involve somebody else in it? Is this something I could actually do on my own that could actually put me in a really great frame of mind and really help me just feel more like a rock star? And my hypothesis is that hypothesis is that, yeah, I think I could, and I do. So let me explain to you what the session was a little bit about the one I actually paid for. And that was the one where I told Ari, I said, I went to this extreme weight loss resort as a fitness influencer. And I had decided that I was going to blog all about this resort, and I was going to try and do every single service, right? So there was, massage, no problem. Medi-cupping, great. All the exercising, all the hiking, slam dunk. Of course, I want to do all that. Stretching sessions, foam rolling sessions, all great. But then when it came and I noticed they had this one thing called emotional release, I thought, oh crap, this is not what I signed up for. And it ended up being the most valuable hour of my week there. I ended up not doing a whole bunch of blogs and stuff about this place because it was a startup, and they are no longer in business. But it was still a really positive experience for me. Okay, so what was the emotional release? What was it actually? So first of all, I signed up for the session on a Thursday. So by Thursday, I had been at this resort, extreme weight loss resort, for 5 weeks. Excuse me, 5 days. Kind of felt like 5 weeks, 5 days. And so I knew the staff. I knew the person who was going to do what they call emotional release session. He was actually a really cool guy. And I'd gone on a couple of hikes with them. And so there's some level of comfort there. It wasn't like I just walked in cold. And then what I did, what it was I went there, and the session was housed at the very same places that they do massages. So if you've ever had a professional massage before, it's usually, as you know, a small room, dim lights, massage table, soft music, and you lay down on the massage table, fully clothed. Take off your shoes, I think, but socks on, fully clothed. Laid there on my back, and then the person, the practitioner, took a bunch of different essential oils, and I haven't done a whole lot of research on essential oils to really know what my opinion is there. So I don't want to dive into that rat hole of a topic. Yeah. That's a whole nother podcast somebody else can do 100 episodes on, not me. But what was really interesting about it was, as he pulled out the different essential oils and, put them on my toes and my forehead. And the first one he pulled out, the name of it really resonated with me in a big way and just touched me very in an emotional way, which was really woo-woo and really oh my gosh, this is weird. Like, I'm not a woo-woo person, but maybe I am. I just don't know it. I don't know. Um, and I did, try to go in with an open mind. So then basically the entire hour I'm laying on my back and I am just comfortable and relaxed. I think I have a blanket over me. I don't even remember that. And then I just essentially do a bunch of just deep breathing. And then he just kind of asked me to just reflect and really think about some of my past, some things that might be bothering me, and really asked me to focus on what comes up or what do I feel emotionally around what's coming up for me in that moment, and just be really quiet and really tune into what I was doing, thinking, and feeling in that moment, and just sit into that and really kind of feel that emotion. So yeah, I guess that's about as woo-woo as it gets, but it was still good. And then as I laid there, he asked me to then use my imagination, and this is where it gets really woo-woo, but it's okay. I don't care. Use my imagination and just imagine those feelings as like floating above me, and what is it that I'm seeing? What's coming up? What's essentially coming out of me with emotions I'm feeling? And then and I'm doing this with my eyes closed, and then just really take some time and just let those emotions float away. Yeah, I know. It gets about woo-woo as it can. I almost feel weird telling you this because, I won't say for the third time, I'm not a woo-woo person, but maybe I am. But imagine those feelings floating away. And I did. And the whole session was, I don't know, hour, maybe 45 minutes. I don't know. But essentially, I spent a whole hour just relaxed and comfortable, really tuning in to my emotional state, letting those emotions just kind of sit there, look at them, and then just slowly breathe and kind of just let those emotions float away. At the end of that session, I felt like a freaking rock star. I felt like Teflon, like I could handle anything. It was amazing. And granted, I had a few things going on. This was day 5 of being at this resort. So I had spent 5 days focused entirely on myself. I mean, like all my meals were prepped for me, good night sleeps, alone in a hotel room. So I had no distractions, hiking in a beautiful, oh my gosh, Snow Canyon, beautiful place to hike every single day, exercise, stretching. Like I was basically taking care of me, and I was day 5 into this. So very likely that could have been a part of it too. But my hypothesis is that really what was unique about this experience is that I could do this on my own anywhere. I could lay down in my bed in my home. And the hard part of this really is blocking out all distractions. You put that phone away. You don't even let it buzz or anything. Completely do not disturb. Spending an entire hour just focusing on yourself, your emotions, what comes up for you. And then spending the second, full half hour just focusing on kind of letting those float away and forgiving yourself and letting yourself say hey, this is okay. This happened in my life, or this was a hard thing, and it doesn't have to, rule over me anymore. And holding on to this negative emotion no longer serves me. And so in order to serve me, I'm going to let go of this negative emotion. I really think that's something I could do on my own. And it's really just taking the hour to do it. We never do that. That's the thing. We never take the full hour to just do that ourselves. So what does this have to do with health and fitness motivation? Yeah. If we have less bearing down on us, if we have less weighing us down physically and emotionally, then having energy to give to ourselves, to do the healthy eating, to do the exercise, becomes so much easier. It requires less grit and less self-discipline, and that is a really good thing. And so that's why this could be one thing for you that could help you in your goal of health and fitness. Maybe what you need today is truly not to go for a great big workout, not to force yourself to eat a bunch of vegetables. Maybe what you actually need today is to lay down and try just really letting things go and giving yourself love and compassion and knowing that tomorrow is a new day and you can start a new life. So that's why it's so powerful. And that's why I come on here on the Health and Fitness Motivation Podcast to tell you all about it. Even though it feels a little vulnerable, and I hate saying the word vulnerable because I know that's like a buzzword. So, yeah, there we go. A little bit longer of an episode from me today, but yeah, let's stay in touch on this one because it's powerful stuff. Alrighty, friends, if you are ready to start exercising again, head on over to couchtoactive.com and sign up for personal training with me. It would be an honor to serve you, or group fitness classes. We've got a really great group of people there. Would love to have you join us. That's couchtoactive.com.